Hey everyone, so I've created this video for those of you who are new to EFT so that way you can get an experience of what EFT feels like if you haven't done tapping meditations. So maybe you've heard of tapping before, but you've never actually tried it. Maybe you're ready to have a go and see what it's like. But before we do that, I'm going to take you through the tapping points so that way you get a real feel for where these are. So just do as I do, copy me. Now you can tap with either 4 fingers, with 3 fingers, or with only 2. Now you only need to tap with 2 fingers, but sometimes people feel more comfortable tapping with more, and that's okay. You can also tap with your whole fist if you need to. So play around with it and kind of just see what works best for you. And remember, you can always change it up, and you can tap on either hand. Just notice what feels right for you. It is important to note that if you start on one side of your body, for each side you're going to move through on that side of the body only. So play around with it and see what feels right. So next, some people start at the eyebrow and then some people start at the top of the head. We're going to go through all these points together anyways, so whatever you start or wherever you start, you're going to end up going through all of them anyways. Personally, I like to start at the head, and most of the time I just do kind of like a little sweep through from top to bottom. So next would be your eyebrows. So you'd start tapping up here. I usually do 4 fingers up at the top, and then eyebrow is going to be internal, and I usually do just 2 fingers. Now like I said, you could start with the eyebrow, which is right here at the start of the eyebrow, and you could tap with 2 hands, you can tap with 1 hand. Like I said, I usually just do 1 hand, and then if it's a small body part, I usually just tap with 2 fingers. If it's a bigger body part, then I'll tap with more. But again, some people just like the balance of having that feeling of both hands tapping, and it just feels more balanced. And so you could just tap like that if you'd like. And others, like me, just want to tap with 1 hand. So notice what feels right for you. So going on to the next point, it's going to be the side of the eye. And then we're also going to include kind of like a PDF, so that way it's just a memory jogger, which will also have the tapping points in there if you'd like to have that available whenever you want, just to remember where the points are. And again here, side of the eye, you can tap with 2 hands if you want, you can tap with 1. And then moving on to under the eye. Once again, small body part for me, so I'm going to just use 2 fingers. And so noticing what feels right. 2 hands, 1 hand, whatever works for you. And then under the nose. So whatever feels more soothing to you, that's more important than whether or not you feel like you're doing it right, because there's no wrong answer. Under the mouth, this is called the chin point, and then your collarbone. And so for collarbone, I usually just kind of tap with my whole fist. And so sometimes people worry, like, am I doing it right? Am I getting the point exactly right? So you know where your collarbone starts, and then just down an inch, about an inch is about where you want to be tapping. But you know your own body, so intuitively just see what feels right. As long as you're tapping around at about that area, you know, maybe you're not tapping on your shoulder or something, then you're still going to be getting all of those benefits. You're all right. And then under the arm, so as you've noticed, I've done my whole side over here, and so for under the arm, I'm going to want to do this side. And so about a palm's width down, ladies, if you got a bra, right about where that bra strip is, if you take a deep breath and release, and you'll just tap. So after you've done a full round of tapping, focusing on breathing is really important. So there are other points where you can tap. You can tap around the fingers, the area around the nail beds, of course, if you'd like to. And so if there are other areas that you'd like to tap, you can, but whenever I send you a tapping script, if you're working with me, or maybe you see a script, you know, online somewhere, usually they're going to do just the body parts that we talked about today. So if you need a tapping script, or if you'd like to start therapy, or maybe I've already given you a tapping script and you're just coming in here to make sure that you remember where those parts are, I hope you found this helpful, and I hope that I've led you through those areas enough that it feels a little bit more comfortable to do. Know that you can do this as many times as you want. You can say one mantra as you go through all of your body, or you can be doing a script where everything is going to change depending on what body part you're tapping. Just remember that no matter what, there's no wrong way. So that's just our little introduction into the tapping points and kind of leading you through that. helping you understand the physiological, the physical aspect of EFT. And then of course there is the psychological component of EFT tapping too, but we're not going to get into that today.